What do you think? What do you think, monkey? What are you thinking right now? What's going through your little dog brain? Hello. Welcome. It's Monday. It's Houston with a problem. Get a little monkey cam, a little situated there. The plan man, Goldberg, sent out a docket today that got released saying that he's going to dispute Brandon Meadows' $11.8 billion in claims. So that should be interesting. We should be able to hear from Meadows as to what is going on, because it's going to have to respond, right? Like, hey, your claims aren't legit. And he's going to be like, yes, they are, because XYZ, or you got me, send me to prison. Very, very interesting. It took this many months for the plan man to like dispute that. Like where, what, how, where you been, bro? No labs popped today. It's probably because they know that Ron Erickson is going to be on the show tomorrow for Charity Tuesday, and we're going to raise a whole bunch of money for children with diabetes. That's what we're going to do. So Ron's going to be very patient as to me saying, hey, everybody, let's meet our goal over and over again. I have a plan. So I told you guys about 50 Cent Wish years ago. So during COVID, it's boring. I'm at home, nothing to do. I'd go on Wish and I'd buy everything, absolutely anything that was listed for 50 cents. Because they would do this thing where they would like offer like one drone for 50 cents. And you'd buy it, you pay 25 cents shipping. And then like 2 weeks later, 999 times out of 1,000, they'd be like, oh, sorry, we sold out. We don't have it. Would you like a refund, which will take 9 years? Or you can have store credit. And I go store credit. And then I buy the next thing for 50 cents. I would just buy and buy and buy and buy days on end, just buying. Everything's 50 cents. And then every once in a while, that one time out of 1,000, the thing would ship and I'd get it. And I didn't open a single one. I have dozens and dozens and dozens of these things. Here's what I'm proposing for Charity Tuesday. It is sort of like a white elephant raffle, if you will. That for every dollar you donate becomes an entry for one of the 50 Cent Wish items. It could be a camera. It could be a sex toy. It could be a drone, a pair of sweatpants. I have no idea what is going to be in these things. I draw a winner. The winner must send me their shipping address before we ever find out what's in the box. I will tag the boxes. We'll do a drawing of what number box you win. And then I do a 50 Cent Wish opening, and you get the item no matter what it is. That's what gets shipped to you. And then it's your responsibility to do whatever the hell you want with it. I don't know, it might be a set of dish towels. Who knows? A camera lens. What are things over there? A box of tools. Cat, what do you think? Maybe a bag of dog doo-doo bags? Whatever. That sound good? I will not open the box until I get a shipping address from you. It will go to you no matter what it is. That's my promise. Sound good? All right, I think it sounds good. That's what we're going to start doing. I got dozens of these things. We can probably go at least a year or more. Charity Tuesday is giving away whatever the hell is in these 50 Cent Wish boxes. They've been sitting in my hallway in a stack for almost 4 years now. I got to do something with them. So, yeah. Do I have anything else I wanted to get off the top? I'm sure you guys will ask me about anything as it comes along. Jake had a space call yesterday, and Twitter's claiming that he had 256,000 people tune in. No, he didn't. No, numbers from Twitter cannot be trusted. Elon is using massive bot networks right now to like up interactions on the app. His CEO made this glowing post about, oh, we shattered all these records on Super Bowl Sunday and the most traffic ever, blah, blah, blah. And then some independent analysts came in and said that 76% of the traffic was inauthentic, was bots and troll farms that had been hired to basically do things. So I don't think it's legit. Let's show one of them. You want to see the boxes? Okay. 50-cent wish. No idea. Not a clue. Ugh. Don't know. Don't know either. Don't know what this is. No clue what these are. This one. Don't know. No clue what those are. This one either. Nah, I don't know what that is. Who knows what this one is either. So, there you got anything else in there? So there's, I don't know, probably like 20 of them over there. That is some Snoopy fur that got into that box. Alright. So, those could be yours. If the first thing I give away on Charity Tuesday is absolutely awful, March's Charity Tuesday is going to be abysmal. So, yeah. That's what we got. They've been sitting there for 4 years. I haven't opened a single one. So this whole plan I was going to, like, during COVID, make a 50-cent wish channel and just do unboxing videos because it'd be hilarious. And then, you know how things work. You just don't do the actual project. So, yeah, there's about $10 worth of things behind me. That could be yours for the ripe old price of donating a whole bunch of money to charity. All right. What's the other thing? Oh, I forgot to put this in the thing. FINRA has released correspondence that they've had with NextBridge in honor of being open in good faith. It appears that FINRA wants a meeting with the SEC and NextBridge, but the SEC is not responding. Very interesting. Seems to me the SEC is probably like, whoa, bro, this is on you. It has nothing to do with us. And FINRA is like, please, SEC, fix our shit. It's pretty interesting back and forth. It's clear that McCabe has evidence that the amount of short shares is far beyond anything FINRA could record, which is pretty damning for FINRA because they're the ones who're supposed to be in charge of this thing. I wonder if the SEC may be compelled to respond, perhaps by Congress, having members of Congress be like, look, SEC, just go talk to them, figure out what's going on and how we can solve this. FINRA also keeps being like, well, we could, you know, if you file to make it tradable again, we could trade it. And that's not what NextBridge wants. NextBridge wants the short shares closed, not for it to be tradable. So the negotiation would have to be position close only, or go to the blockchain or something. I don't think FINRA quite understands the gravity of what needs to be done to fix this. I think what they want is, hey, make it tradable again. These guys can keep shortage somewhere and everything will be cool, right? I think that's what they're going for. About sneeze. Oh, no, it's not coming. Oh, I hate that feeling. Oh, it's not there. I was about to sneeze and it didn't happen. It's like the worst. Yeah.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Houston, we have a problem.
Okay. Got super chat right off the bat here. Cameron Mirza, what's your opinion on Walmart selling a couple billion of stock? I think the Walmart people know that Walmart earnings are not going to be exactly what they want over, year over year. That's my guess. I mean, we had some pretty bad earnings last year for like Target, Costco, Amazon, etc. that hammered retail stocks down. I mean, you got Bill Gates selling off almost all his holdings. Bezos selling billions of Amazon. The Walmart family selling billions of Walmart. That is weird, right? Because these people don't need to sell stuff. They can borrow against whatever it is they have in their holdings, and they can go 100 years with never paying any of that back. So, like, what? It's basically tax-free. Why are they selling? What What are they doing with that money that they're selling? Bezos, I think, is probably dumping it into Blue Origin. He's got at least that. Bill Gates, like, what's he gonna do with it? He already took the stock, most of the stock, and gave it to the Bill Gates Foundation. So Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So what's he doing? What's he doing with it? I don't know. Not a clue. To the chats. Person with no name first. Dead Bass. Dead Bass? Dead Bass. I can't remember if it was Bass or Bass. Dead Bass sounds funnier. If you ain't first, you're last. Ricky Bobby. It's true. ECB says the new docket. Yep. Person with no name. No Labs went boom today, almost 42%, really wanting to pop this Martinelli's Houston. Tell me something good. I cannot tell you things. I know some things, but I cannot tell them. So tomorrow, Ron will tell you, and that's what we'll do. You will hear from Ron tomorrow, and they've got things. That's all I can say. So there you go. Passing Cloud, Houston. Any thoughts on IEP earnings this week? Price targets. I think the price target is exactly where they're sitting around. I don't expect them to do anything gangbusters and be like, hey, we're going to put the dividend back to $2 a share. I don't see that happening yet. I don't know. Things are staggered in such a way that I don't think you're going to get an announcement out of IEP for anything big yet. I think they would wait until credit bid or something comes through before they make any announcements. I'm sure that they're gonna be like, oh, we move some money around here. We're gonna have a play with JetBlue and blah blah blah. But I don't think they're gonna talk about any big goings ons with them yet. I just don't think so. I think they're looking for this for now, and then big news later. Dilophosaur. Quick summary of all important events from BBY past 2 months. 2 months. Not much has happened in the last 2 months. Basically, the important stuff, which has to do with credit bid, stalking horse bid, has been delayed since October. Got delayed in October, got delayed in November, got delayed in December, got delayed in January, got delayed just 2 weeks ago. I don't think we will have that big hearing personally until the pump and dump case with Ryan Cohen is done. Once the pump and dump case is done, then you're I think you're good to go for all sorts of plays to happen with this. I found it interesting that the Financial Times published a huge article on Knowles with bankrupt companies, highlighting how Wish, speaking of Wish, is being used to sort of be a SPAC for a reverse merger. So another holdings company can merge into them and utilize the $2.5 billion in Knowles. So by my calculation, Bed Bath & Beyond is upwards of $10 billion in Knowles, which means between $2 and $3 billion in cash savings when it comes time to pay taxes. So it makes it very delicious for somebody to want to turn them into a SPAC and do a reverse merger to gain all that stuff. Why do an IPO? It's going to cost you money when you can get like $3 billion for IPOing through a SPAC. So I think that's what we're waiting on, and they've got time. And we just sit here and do this all the time. Anyway, hang out, chill out, mellow out. Michael Harrow, Houston. When someone from the Air Force burns himself to death in front of the Israeli embassy because he wants to bring attention to the genocide in Gaza, should the POTUS address the genocide? Yes. But will he? Probably not. Here's the thing, is Israel is basically fighting a proxy war with Hamas and Hezbollah, and that's depleting resources from Iran, who we perceive as our enemy, who also Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, Bahrain, they all see as their enemy, right? So right now, even the Arab countries in the region are like looking the other way because they know that this is a proxy war using Israel to fight against Iran that way. So I don't think we'll see much. Privately, Biden's been like, Netanyahu's a fucking asshole. That guy's a creep. I hate him. And that stuff leaks out. There's a hot mic once too where he was like, fuck that guy. I honestly don't see things changing very quickly. I just don't. And it's a bummer because there has to be another way. There has to be a better solution. Gaza is mostly children. And we blew up every school. We blew up every hospital. They have no infrastructure. Their homes are gone. Their parents are dead. Even refugee camps are getting blown up. It's just, I may have a utopian version of how this gets solved, but to me it has to do with like the world paying for Gaza to be a palace. Just, you kicked them out of their homes in 1948. We're going to build them all nice homes. We're going to make them have nice schools, nice everything. We are going to focus entirely upon making their quality of life the highest in the world. And so that they're happy where they are. That's the only solution. Because Israel's not going to give them their land back. That's not going to happen, right? To fight another bloody war for that one, it'll go on for another 1,500 years. So I don't know. I don't know. It just seems really shitty to me, the whole situation. And it's, this like wargaming, game theory stuff of, allyships and goes deeper levels and control the oil fields and blah, 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 blah. And, yeah, I mean, I would love it if Biden's like, Netanyahu, knock it off. We're going to do it. We're going to do this a different way. But I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening for, if Trump was in office, he'd be like, blow him up. Woo, yeehaw. So I don't see it being any different no matter who's in office, which sucks because tens of thousands of people are going to keep dying. Children keep getting their limbs blown off and nothing's going to get solved. All you're going to do is create another generation of terrorists who are like, fuck this. You know what I live through? This is garbage. Fight to the death because my life's not worth anything anyway. And I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit, man. J-Dog. Cool guy. Coffee cup, thumbs up. Indeed. J-Dog. Odysseus lander alive, but stuck outside. Camera still operates. Yeah, it's a bummer. It sounded like it came down, and there was one little rock, and it went, doink, and it's stuck on its side. They're getting images, they're getting some data. It's a bummer, but shit happens. They still have other missions planned. We have our Artemis mission for September 2025. Who knows if that will go on time? Fingers crossed. Yeah, we do need to land people on the moon, and in doing so, we need to make a moon colony, go get ourselves some helium-3, and start the future. So, a lot of people making fun of lunar stock. It went down like 35% today, but they got more missions planned, and it's cool that they got to the moon. I mean, there's currently some water bears that Israel smacked into the moon at a gajillion miles an hour, just frozen in time there. Not everyone gets successful landings. Sometimes it's a bummer, dude. But they got more coming. Louis got some stickers showing. Iggy, you might want to talk about possible Category 6 hurricanes and Florida residents being screwed. Chinese automakers sneaking into the U.S. from Mexico might be something else to look at. So the Weather Bureau, NOAA, and International Meteorologist Associations are all proposing that we now have a Category 6 hurricane because Category 5s are not strong enough cannot encompass the power of the storms that we're having right now. So Category 5 used to be like 45 mile an hour winds sustained, and now we're at we can have storms that are like 180 to 200 sustained. So they're proposing Category 6s. And this is huge news because, as he mentioned there, Florida, you can't get insurance for your home. And if you can, it's going to cost more than your home. Insurance went up under DeSantis by 700% in the last 4 years. And a lot of insurance companies just left the state entirely. So you're not going to be able to insure your home if you live in a place like Florida. It's just not going to happen. So if a Category 6 storm comes along, well, nice knowing you. You will have no home and nothing to come back to. And so you will be instantly homeless in hot, sticky Florida. Chinese automaker sneaking into the U.S. from Mexico. I've not read about that one. Did you send me an article and I totally missed it? I may have. I'll have to read up on that one, Iggy. And it's your friend. Aloha from Wahoo. What's up, cuz? What's with the new price targets for the unmentionable stock? Seen 2 articles today. One said a high of 150. Something happening, you think? I mean, again, if I were a rich gambler, right? Like I'm one of those billionaires who makes $1 million a day on interest of my wealth. And, you know, I'd be like, something could be, what's going on? I would honeypot the shit out of the unmentionable. That's what I would do. I would buy up every share, except for a few, register all of them, and then announce I'm taking the company private at $50,000, $100,000, $1 million a share. Who cares? Right? And that would blow up every asshole hedge fund in the universe. The problem is, I think the people who have that kind of money, most of them are part of the asshole hedge fund universe and don't want it blown up. But there's got to be one black sheep out there, one guy who's like, you guys suck. I hate all of you. I hate your stupid country clubs. I want to watch them burn. And that's the person I would hold right here in my heart. There we go. Avocados. Hey, y'all. Forrest Gump wave. I don't even know what that means. Ludicrous speed. Bitcoin is climbing. Do you think it helps or hurts or us? It doesn't matter. Bitcoin's weird, dude. The fact that it's been rising this much makes me wonder if Tether's been printing again. USDT minting. Tether. See if there's anything in news. Anything going on? Just that Tether is in Bitcoin mining. That's from a while ago. I don't see anything popping up. So Tether is, if they've minted anything, they're not telling anybody. That's usually when you see it climbing, is when they're minting stuff. But maybe it's getting pumped. I don't know. I don't know where the money's coming from to make the prices go up. I don't know, because you'd think that people buying ETFs now would take away from the price pressure on the coins themselves, because those things are probably being sold naked like crazy. Excuse me. I have like total hiccups right now. It's weird, ludicrous speed. I can't explain it. Okay, that just reset. Where'd you go? It was, I think, from Kelly. Kelly Reed, Berkshire Hathaway has $157 billion ready for Black Swan event, so Berkshire is hedging for market crash. Looks like they're preparing for that soft landing everyone talks about. Oh, Berkshire will definitely jump in there, scoop up, and buy everything they possibly can at rock bottom basement prices. They saw it happen in 2009, and they know that another one of those is coming because we didn't fix anything to keep it from happening again. Right? Commercial real estate will take down everything in existence. Chinese real estate will take down everything in existence. The Airbnb bust will take down everything in existence. Iggy sent me a Zillow from Palm Springs. House was purchased for like $1.5 million, just sold for $600,000 as an Airbnb bust. Pool, you name it. No one's paying for it. No one's paying the Airbnb prices for things. They're sick of having to clean the apartments themselves. They just don't want to do it anymore, and they're checking into hotels when they do travel. And then you have all the folks that were traveling a lot for work because they could work from anywhere. Well, they're not doing it anymore because they've got to go back to the office now because their bosses are like, oh, our lease is useless. Come back to the office. So I think the Airbnb bust is coming. It's coming fast, and it's coming hard, and it's coming all over America's face. Frozen Productions. How old is the metric system? It's been said the Great Pyramids are measured precisely in the metric system. Metric system was invented in France in 1700s. First, 1799, during the French Revolution. Yeah. And it all is all based upon water. So, 1 cubic centimeter is 1 milliliter of water. And 1 cubic centimeter is also one cubic centimeter of water is 1 gram, and so on. Measurement of how the centimeter came about was from the Earth's circumference, I believe. It was something like, 1 million meters or whatever was circumference of the Earth. I can't remember the exact numbers. And that's where they came up with it. And the actual meter is in a museum in France. It's just this metal rod. So yeah, I don't know about the pyramids metric system. Fundamental pyramid unit was not the cubit, but its 25th part, the pyramid inch, which is exactly 1/500,000,000th of the Earth's axis of rotation. All right, there you go. So that's a similar basis for how it was founded. There you go. Purportedly stupid. I'm not first, and I cannot stay for the show today. But have you ever noticed that Matt Gaetz somehow looks like both Beavis and Butthead combined? Coincidence? I think not. He is the great Cornholio, and as several members of Congress have said, he's going to prison, which I would love because he is a pederast and should go to prison. I just don't know when the charges are happening because they busted the other people around him for trafficking girls and things like that, but they have not busted him yet, even though there seems to be ample evidence that he was having sex with children and paying for it via his Venmo account, which was public. Because how stupid are you? Froze Productions. Satan worshiper Lord Rothschild has passed away. Thoughts? Yeah, he's 87. I mean, there's 50 Rothschilds. It happens. When you can have all the money in the world, you're still going to die. Might be an old age, might be 87. That's the same age as my dad, and he's probably in better shape than the Rothschilds were. So, all the money in the world can't buy a push-up or pull-up or health, whatever. In Pro State Productions, I notice FINRA sent a reply message to NextBridge Hydrocarbons about the proposed meeting. They want to know all the info that NextBridge has ahead of time. How about you show us what you have? Exactly. And I think NextBridge is I think you should do your job and talk to all the brokerages and the hedge funds and the market makers and see how much they owe first. And then we'll compare notes. Right? I think that's what NextBridge is leaning towards. You do your due diligence and independently of ours, and we'll see how much they mesh. And I think that's what's going to happen. Black Bezos, are we actually going to see some new movement in MMTLP? I mean, I don't think the price is going to move. I think there's going to be negotiations between regulators, NextBridge itself, for a possible short-term listing for position close only, for settlements in fines against short sellers, etc. Maybe fines against FINRA because they fucked up really, really bad. So we'll see. I can add it to the thumb twiddle pile. I need 20 thumbs to twiddle right now. David Cottos likes the shirt. I like this shirt too. It's rayon, so it likes to wrinkle really easily. So it's not the smoothest shirt in the shed there. Personal name, hit the like button. Oh yeah, hit the like button, subscribe, become a member. Head on over to the store and buy yourself something goofy. Yeah. Zuma got to do with Nub. Plan Man snoozing. I do wonder how much the Plan Man knows. I seriously doubt anyone from the dip facility has been like, Plan Man, these are our plans. This is what we're going to do. I think Plan Man is just like, I have this focus and I must do these things. And this is what I do. And he has no information beyond that and isn't supposed to have information beyond that. Because the minute there's a credit bid, Plan Man is out of a job, right? There's a credit bid. That means somebody else taking on the company, and Plan Man fucks off and takes over another bankrupt company or does another fraud investigation or whatever. He is a placeholder until there's a credit bid. So I don't think they're going to give him any info on what the credit bid is or what their plans are, because he's just like a hyper-focused, like pit bull seeing a big juicy butt to chew on. And that's his entire role. So once there's a credit bid, Plan Man sets sail and heads on to the next bankrupt company to go work for. And the credit bidders do their thing after that. Jason Blackwell, Houston. What sign is at the exit of every sperm bank? Thanks. Come again. And again, and again, and again. Too many times you can't donate in the city anymore. Punch a tree. What do you think of the new FINRA back and forth? My personal opinion is that McCabe and company are laying down the fact that they know FINRA lied and they need to get to the negotiating table. FINRA is trying to figure out a way to weasel around doing the right thing and admitting that they were wrong. Now, the first step is admitting there's a problem. There's a problem, which I think everyone has agreed there's a problem. The second step is admitting that, in FINRA's case, is admitting that you're the problem. And that's something they're not willing to do. And they're going to have to admit that they fucked up. They're going to have to. Because there's no way you can have a negotiation beyond that unless FINRA's like, yeah, dude, we screwed up. We screwed up big. And for any meaningful negotiation or resolution to come, it's going to have to be FINRA admitting there's a problem. Now, there may be some sort of settlement where it's like, FINRA admits no culpability in this, blah, 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 but we're doing this one thing that would fix a problem that only FINRA could have created. It could be something like that. Because, you see those legal settlements all the time. Like, so-and-so paid $20 million to this woman who accused him of, beating and raping her or whatever. But the settlement, no blame is being associated with either party in this. Yeah, right, dude. We all know what happened. That's the type of thing you might see. But FINRA, one of the things I saw, and I don't want to bother bringing it up right now. It was FINRA was basically saying like, hey, this can be resolved if you apply for the stock to become tradable again, which is not the solution we want. It's just like, hey, let's trade and they can short the shit out of it again. And then they all get scot-free. Woo! No, that is not a solution. That is prolonging the problem that exists. The company is private. The solution was close all short positions before the company went private, and you kept that from happening. And you kept that from happening because you wrote the corporate action, which was not what the company had written, including language the company never used. And then you used that as an excuse to shut down trading because you said the corporate action meant that people wouldn't be able to settle their trades, which is bullshit because it was going to be position close only anyway. There would have been no need for settling new positions. Anyway, so unless FINRA's like, hey, we will open this up for 2 more days of trading. We'll bring the old QSIP back and we'll make it position close only. And we will force the brokers to force close short positions. That's a solution. That means no more naked selling. That means everyone who has a share has a legit share. And then all of the fake shares have been deleted. That's a solution. Just, why don't you start trading again? No, that is not a solution. That is just prolonging the problem and compounding it. So that's why FINRA needs the SEC to come in here because the SEC is their daddy, right? FINRA regulates markets. Well, the SEC regulates FINRA. So the SEC comes in and goes, you're doing this. That's what they're going to have to do because that's their boss, right? But the SEC is not responding to NextBridge and they're not responding to FINRA. So FINRA doesn't know how far to go or what they're authorized to do without the SEC, nodding their head in approval or shaking their head in disapproval. So until we can get someone from the SEC in there, well, I think all negotiations are moot from that point forward. First day impressions. I rode my bike today in seats and a hoodie. Not bad for winter in Minnesota. Then I saw a dude on a unicycle in a 3-piece suit. What was the difference between us? Attire. Okay. Danny BB, I love gambling. Isn't it great? Lee Sasa. Are you still hosting the CEO of No Latch tomorrow? If so, roughly what time? 2 p.m. Pacific. So in 22 and a half hours. Your friend likes the idea of the Wish giveaway. Neil Fraser, got any thoughts on Costco stock? I wanted to buy a year ago and never did. Costco's a solid blue chip. You're not going to get huge payouts from it, but it'll make money year after year forever, right? It's a club. Their profits come from memberships, and they take the money from memberships and allows them to sell stuff basically at cost. And it's a brilliant model. It works well. Just my allergy medicine alone pays for my Costco membership. So it pays for itself. And we all know you can get enough hot dogs in a year from Costco that your membership will pay for itself. Aleve, like a little bottle of Aleve at the grocery store is like $30. I can get a giant one with 300 pills in it for like $19 at Costco. So, you get ribeye steak for $6.99 a pound. You're getting screaming deals at Costco for a lot of stuff. And, I like Costco. It's a Northwest company based here in Kirkland. I have lots of friends who work at the corporate office. So I think Costco's solid. Andrew Stewart, Houston. Can I get a drone attached with a sex toy? Fun to be had. Isn't that what they did? What the Putin guys did at one of the speeches for an opponent? Is they attached a bunch of ding dongs to drones and then flew them around. I thought you were joking. Well played. Oh no, I'm serious. There's an I Heart Finra shirt in there somewhere. Michael Harrow, Houston, are you secretly a hoarder? I don't think it's a secret. Look at behind me. My roommates are more of hoarders, though. Dan BB, why was my Charity Tuesday gift ticking? Why was my Tuesday charity gift vibrating? Very possible. Just Bodies, anything happening with No Labs? Price action was kind of crazy today. I don't know, but people in the know might be buying. Ron is going to talk about stuff tomorrow that I can't talk about yet until he's on the show tomorrow. Things are afoot. That's all I can say. Trey Spider, hello. First one to name. Got my Next Bridge registered yesterday. Account set up. Let's friggin' go. Fantastic. I feel that sneeze coming on again. It's like, come on. First day productions. It would be cool to get 3 or 4 of those 50-cent boxes and work them into a short film. Got to donate a lot. You want to guarantee you're going to be the one with the odds to get it, though, huh? We had to make children with diabetes get funded for an entire year. Eric Johns, grab one of those 50-cent boxes. Let's open one now. I don't know if I want to give away the secrets because I want people to win this thing and then get it no matter what it is. Right? That makes sense to you? Like if I open one now, then if it's lame, people aren't going to donate tomorrow because it'll be the one they get. So we will open it after. It's a little patience. It's like masturbation. You appreciate it if you wait longer. We'll open one after I get a shipping address from whoever wins. That is going to be the rule from now on. Oh, calls the second intro. Oh, I forgot to turn off the intro, didn't I? You ruined it for everyone there, BOFH. I had forgotten. I'd totally forgotten to turn off the intro, but now it's off. So you lose. Your calls just went to 0, dude. Joe Witchman, Houston. What the hell is this in the middle of Utah? Ancient rock quarry? Let's look at the middle of Utah. Copy. Bam. Google Earth is up. Taking a moment here. It's why is it blank? Why is go? There we go. All right. Oh, you know what? I can go like this. Yeah, I can do that. One sec. I can adjust some things here. I would love to adjust them. Does that work? Oh, wait. You go there. Sorry. The Adjustment Bureau is at hand here. Bam. Okay, there we go. All right, middle of Utah. Boom, boom, boom. Are you going somewhere? You doing anything? Oh, we're moving. Google Earth is having some issues here. I may have to do a shutdown and reboot of Google Earth because, yeah, it's having some issues. One sec. Un momento, por favor. Open back up again. It'll get better. I promise. Or it will just freeze forever. And you're dead. Okay. Task Manager? Which screen are you in Task Manager? There you are. Google, 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 Google. Google, 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 Google. All right, looks like it did finally. Okay, now open up. Open up. Boom. Give me Google Earth. Come on. You can do it. Oh, I know it's so difficult. You got so many monitors and so many windows open. It's really tough for you. It's so tough. You have 60 gigabytes of memory, dude. Come on. Open. 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 Go. Open. There we go. There we go. Oh my God. Now it's small again? What the? Okay. Life, man. Technical difficulties constantly, anywhere, everywhere. It just does not freaking end. Okay. Try this. Bam, bam, bam. Utah. Smooth like butter. Down here, Moabish. Shaboink. What is this? This looks like sandstone that's cleaving. That's what that looks like. It's pretty cool looking though, right? That's cool. You notice like in some structure drawings, they'll like draw little blocks of stuff. These things can cleave in fairly regular patterns. So this is a sandstone layer. It's solidified, probably bottom of the ocean, etc., and got uplifted and exposed. And that's where we are now. And you'll get cracks that'll form, ka-chunk, and in those cracks, water will get in, freeze, and expand, causing the crack to run even longer, mostly in a straight line due to the uniform nature of which the sand is packed in there. And you can also get, horizontal, like perpendicular cleaving as well. Happens in ocean floor rock all the time. So we can see this stuff looks like regular little rectangles and squares, right? That's pretty crazy. These big square blocks are just breaking off of there and cleaving out. But you can actually go and look at straight lines happen in the ocean itself due to structural forms, such as these guys, right? Look at these guys right here. These are basically straight lines. You got weird cleaving happening in almost perpendicular fashion coming off of them as well. And you can look at like those cleaving lines all over the place. So that's just happening here on a scale in Utah as well. It's much smaller. Just has to do with the way the rock formed, and it's pretty uniform position. So when it starts to cleave, in almost these square-like 90-degree angles. It's really cool. Actually, I'd like to go to this spot and see one of these big square blocks. Like here's some big old rectangles right down here. Dunk, 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 dunk. It's pretty neat. It's really neat. Might be, is that Cadena? Might be that, might be the Cadena sandstone. It's kind of gray like that. It's on the layer above the red Navajo sandstone. Which I think is this stuff. I like it. I like it though. It's doing it all over the place. You can notice though, like these ones are longer and they might not have the perpendicular striations to them as well. It's cool stuff though. I like it. Thank you. Thank you for showing me that cool thing. Oh fuck! Wait, no, that one was on. BFH, you win. Gummit. Yesterday or Fridays was still on. Okay. Center yourself. Scratch cat belly because they're soft and jiggly. Oh, so soft and jiggly. And it's a very big purr machine. Turkish, Houston. Can you please tell 101 Nas 101 to stop bugging Rock Solid about his 500 and get back to work behind Wendy's? Sure. Can I read? Happy birthday, Houston. Not financial advice, but what do you see will happen when UVXY, DRV, and the company is heavily shorted when the economy crashes and banks start going under? Crystal ball theory. They explode. I mean, UVXY, DRV, and other inverse index funds, their entire job is they are a bunch of puts against bad stuff happening, right? So they are puts against the entire market. And when it collapses, the payout is gigantic. And that's what they do. That's their entire purpose, is to buy a bunch of puts, hope those puts pay out, and if they do, you win. And if you don't, it steadily declines through decay, right? I think most of these shorted stocks are negative beta stocks in the long run, because the assets that the hedge funds have that they utilize to borrow against to make these plays will collapse, which will force them in selling off that stuff and using that money to close out their short positions. So in the long run, I think the economy going tits up is great for those who have the inverse funds at the right time, and those who have, these potentially negative beta stocks. Dan Harris, Bill Gates is buying Epstein Island. Courtney Washington, who's Ron? Ron Erickson is the CEO of No Labs. We had him on last year, and then we're having him on again tomorrow for Charity Tuesday. He's got some exciting news for us, and he's going to give us an update, and we'll talk the company, we'll talk stocks in general, we'll just see what's on his mind. G-Font. So for episode 500, you should do a charity show and shoot high for guests, maybe Larry Chang or RC. Sure. Either of them would love to come on my show. Come on, everyone have their contact info. Bring them on board. Have you talked about B-Fly's price today? No. Where is... Oh, this one. Nope. What price? Oh, the Butterfly Network. The one myself and others confused for DK Butterfly back to the very instance that they came out. Went up 23% today for no reason. Oh, no. Medical imaging company describes future at-home ultrasounds, wearable devices. So that's probably why it went up 13 hours ago. So, okay. Yeah, there you go. Justin Stewart. All of a sudden, I'm lactose intolerant. What the fuck? Apparently, things change as you get older. Goodbye, milk, cheese, and ice cream. I'll miss you so much. I sure hope it doesn't happen to me, because cheese is like half my diet. And people like to make fun of people who drink milk. I think milk's delicious. I like cereal. I like chocolate milk. I love my cheese. I love cake. I love things with dairy in it. just so damn tasty. But man, bummer, dude. Bummer. Michael Harrow, Houston. I ate a gallon of ice cream. If I ate a gallon of ice cream, do you think Ron would let me beta test the glucose monitor? Well, we can ask him. We can ask him. If I destroy my pancreas in one shot, can I use the glucose monitor as a test subject? Olga Natswatsky. Natsowski? Olga Natsowski. No labs going up a bit. Are you as hyped as me for Italy and some 8K filing before the convention? We will find out, won't we? Won't we? Yes. But yeah, there's a convention that is in Italy that has to do with some diabetes stuff. DRSG America, have you ever gone to Dobe Festival? No. My Dobe experience, my one Dobe experience is, Dobe is a little community in the San Juans. Google Earth. I think it's on Orcas Island, if I remember correctly. Dobe, Washington. Yeah. So this is Orcas Island here. On the north end of Orcas Island is Camp Orkyla, which I think somewhere in here. Is this Camp Orkyla? Those are homes. It's somewhere on the north end is Camp Orkyla. It's a YMCA camp I went to when I was in middle school. And I would do, each summer I would do a trip. It was like a 6-week trip, and we bounce around kayaking all through all the islands in the San Juans all summer long. And one time, my first year in this camp, we ended up at Dobe. Because we're like, we're kids. We got $10 in our pocket, and we want something other than like Spam and whatever gruel that we've been cooking for ourselves. Like, we want cherry Coke and goobers and whatever. So they look at the map like, well, there's a little town Dobe is along the way on our way to, one of these other little islands camp on. So we kayaked into Dobe, and we hike up this like switchback trails, kind of like a cliff along there. And we go up to the store, and we walk into the store, and everybody's naked because Dobe is a nudist colony, or at least was. I don't know about now. But yes, this is a nudist colony. We came in here, hiked up this cliff, and there's like a little shop here, and they're naked. Naked people everywhere, just naked people. And our like 21-year-old camp counselor's like, oh my God, we're going to prison for taking children to a nudist camp. And we kids were like, this is awesome. They're all naked. So I've never been to the Dobe Festival, but I have seen the naked people in Dobe, and there's a lot of them. There's a lot of schlong and saggy titties at Dobe. If you ever go to a nudist place, nudist beach, nudist colony, the people who are naked are not the ones that you want to see naked, ever. You're like, wow, you have too much confidence what you're bringing to this party. That's kind of my opinion of everyone I've ever seen at a naked place. But yeah, I've been to Dobe, but not been to the Dobe Festival. So, is it just schlong fest when you go to Dobe Festival? Have you been, DRS, G America, Teddy Moas? Belgian Whale. How can you not open those boxes for 4 years? Because I have self-control. I had a plan. I was like, I'm going to set up a little studio, and I'm going to, because you have to get the overhead camera and the side camera, and you got to do all this stuff. And like Scott was living here, so I was going to make him help me because he had nothing else going on at the time. And then we just never got around to it because I ended up getting a girlfriend at the time. And then we started a company that was to make biodegradable face masks. And then that all fell apart because no one would give us money. And shit happens, right? So got distracted. I had a whole plan. And then, you deviate from that plan. Then you forget about your plan after a while, like, oh yeah, I have that whole pile of stuff sitting right there forever that I've just been ignoring, and it's time to move on. Life moves on. Coffee Donuts at Home, the Fed's program to give cash to banks during pandemic ends on 3/11. Off Meta, any news on Sears? Last I heard, they sold a giant warehouse for like $137 million or something, or distribution center. We're gonna have the Sears man, Thomas Petterfree, not the real Thomas Petterfree, but the Twitter account Thomas Petterfree, the Irish Sears Wizard, will be on the day after Rosa, so on the 7th of March. And he will fill us in on everything Sears you ever wanted to know. So that should be a good show. First day of productions in February. Why does it rain? Because the sun comes out, warms the air, warm air rises, where it then cools, condenses, forms clouds, and rains. Happens February, happens in March, happens in April, even happens in July. Olga, can you ask Ron how to direct register my No Lab shares? IR is not responding. I don't know who the registry agent is. We'll find out. Whoops, my thingy just reset. Where'd you go, Olga? Olga. Okay. Mittens, no cap. I work for Intuitive Machines. Really? Huh. Trey Spider, my home insurance went up $1,200 per year. That's happening everywhere. These people elect people, like citizens elect someone to run a state, like Alabama or Florida or wherever. And they say things like, oh, we're going to deregulate and save people money and blah, 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 blah. Deregulation, in the long run, usually does not save you money. Usually costs you a fortune in the end. What they're saying is, we are going to take off the controls on these companies to make sure they A, do their jobs, and B, don't rip you off while doing it. And then they remove those controls, and the companies go hog fucking wild, which is, well, we're going to charge you so much money and not do shit for you afterwards. And there's no way the government can make us, because we just got rid of the entire apparatus to make sure we didn't do that to you. And so when they say deregulation, that's what they mean in the end. Like, California deregulating the power market saved no one. People aren't paying $1,000 a month for electric bill, and Enron went hog wild so much that they went bankrupt. They made a shitload of money and then went bankrupt because the regulations were keeping them from going hog wild, right? You regulate the banks so that they can't get into the stock market and start fucking around with your deposits in the stock market. Then you take the regulations away, they go in the stock market, start fucking around, and they lose you all your money. That's what happens every time the economy crashes. You go, whoa, maybe we shouldn't let the banks trade stocks. And we make a rule about it, and then sometime later we go, we haven't had any problems with these banks in a while. Let's allow them to play in the stock market. And you remove that rule, and all of a sudden they just fuck you over all over again. Regulation is the purpose. Regulation is what keeps society a society at this point, right? Like, if you had the roads unregulated, like no lanes, no direction you had to go, you're like, we should deregulate the roads, freedom. And everyone goes, yeah, deregulate the roads. And all of a sudden, we're back to like 1920s era death rates where you have a death for every 1,000 highway miles traveled. It's insane. Like, it just becomes like a murder factory, a super efficient murder factory. So yeah, there's probably some useless regulations out there, and you can identify those and work within the system to identify them. But just like being like, what we shouldn't do anymore? We should not monitor the markets. Ew, gross. Let's let freedom reign and go laissez-faire. Well, what happens is that one company buys all the companies, and then all of a sudden you got a giant monopoly and no innovation and then they jack the prices up on everyone because there's no competition, and there you go. So that's what's happening in places like Florida. Confidence and Homer, Walmart stock split 3-1, now $60 a share. Makes sense. Eric D, happy Monday. Are you still in search of a truck? There's a Montero that's been for sale last 2 years. I passed by it. Might be worth a shot. What year Montero? That's the question. Is it 2003 or newer? That's what I'm looking for if I'm going to do another Montero. 2003 or newer. First Day Productions. What are your thoughts on military-age migrants coming into the country and giving them citizenship via military service? Ukraine joining NATO soon? I mean, we have that program. There's lots of people who join the military and to become citizens. There's also a problem where we deport a lot of them after they're done with the military. There's a huge group of people in Mexico who are U.S. veterans who fought multiple tours in Iraq and Afghanistan. And the minute they got out of the military, we did not fast track them for citizenship. Instead, we deported them back to Mexico. There's actually a whole group in the VA, because they've earned VA benefits, who have to tend to these folks who are outside the country. So, I think if you're willing to fight for the country, yeah, why not get fast tracked? I don't see any problem with that whatsoever. I don't think Ukraine's joining NATO anytime soon, at least until the war is over, or until if there's aggression to a NATO country by Russia, I think they just make Ukraine a NATO country, because we'd already be Article 5 would already have us go into full-blown war anyway. So, but at the moment, without Russia directly attacking a NATO ally, I don't think Ukraine becomes a NATO member until the war's done. Coffee, donuts, and Homer. Vets have served and then been deported. That's exactly what I was talking about. Fred Jones can't wait for tomorrow. Well, you're gonna have to wait for tomorrow because you have no other choice. Coffee, donuts, and Homer. Putting the uniform on should be a direct path to citizenship for the vet and their immediate family. Agreed. Joseph Lee, how long do you think I should wait after MOAS to buy residential multifamily property? I don't think you'll have to wait long. I think when MOAS happens, real estate prices are going to go into the absolute dumpster. So I don't think you'll have to wait long at all. Buy a price you feel comfortable with and go from there. Buy at auction if you want cheaper. Just know that you won't get exactly what you're looking for, but you will get it cheaper, and then you'll have money left over to do what you want with it. Yeah, I think prices are going to come down pretty darn hard when they do come down. I foresee BlackRock and others having so much trouble with the real estate investments that they got to sell, because BlackRock bought like 1 million homes at the absolute peak, and they got to maintain those homes. They have to pay property managers. They got to rent them out. They got to do all sorts of pain in the ass stuff on those homes. They can sit on them forever, but then they just rot away into nothing and become valueless as a result. So they're going to have to do something with those homes. And my guess is they may be forced to sell them because the value on them is going to drop so much. And then other people are going to sell. And then it becomes a race to the bottom at that point. Belgian Whale, what happens to Berkshire when Warren dies? I have no idea. I have no idea what the path of succession is for Berkshire. My guess is that he has trained multiple people who are his spitting image, and that they will run it the same way. Yeah. Wheat Wild, good day for No Labs. Nice to see a green day. It is nice to see a green day, isn't it? Trey Spider, I'll be loading up on more No Labs tomorrow. Excellent. Cactus Whack, new doc 2908 shows new hearing in regards to Plan Man objection claim 319. Well, 319 is what the push off for the credit bid / stalking horse talk was for. We'll see what gets talked about and what gets pushed off, and if Plan Man has a job by then, right? Right, Monkey? Are you doing it? You are. Those shifty little eyes. We should probably do one of these, right? Oh. Oh, can't get it yet. It's not done. Can't get it yet. Gotta remember to turn this thing off before I get distracted. Boom. The Nuggy stare. You wanna come get it? Come get it right there. Aha. Oh. Is that good? Oh, listen to that sloppy mouth. Oh, wait. Wait. We put it in here. Jaws cam. Rawr. There we go. Okay. One stinky beef. Or 2 stinky beefs for the monks. How was that? Are you happy? Does your life have meaning now? Oh, your tail's wagging so hard. Yeah, you're so happy. Endorphins are just flowing, man. Okay. Oh, where are we? First Day Productions. Is China going to take over the world's reserve currency? Saw a video, Raymond Dalio, from a year ago. I don't see it. No. China will never have the reserve currency because China cannot afford to have their billionaires skip town. It just won't happen. They currently limit people sending money outside of China to 50,000 yuan a year. That's it. That's nothing. That's like $12,000, maybe even less. So no, because the minute they allow Chinese to send money overseas, then everyone who's worth any money in China is getting the fuck out of there. Why? Because they don't want to be there. Right? Like, let's say you're a billionaire in China. Your life is good, whatever, and then some problem happens. Guess what happens? They take all your money and throw you in prison where you die, or execute you or whatever, because they're going to blame you for something. So you might have the good life for now, but that good life is really tenuous. It's teetering on the brink at all times. They will gladly take powerful party members, put the blame on them, and disappear them forever. It might look like a modern state, but it's still essentially a totalitarian state in that sense. No, that's China's biggest problem right now, is that their entire economy is dependent upon importing US dollars. And they don't have a service economy. They've got a manufacturing economy. And right now they've lost a boatload of manufacturing capacity. We are not importing as much stuff from China as we were 4 years ago. We're importing very little. It's dropping. We've got millions, hundreds of millions now out of work that were factory workers in China, and they don't have work. We've got like a 50% youth unemployment rate there. It's just not looking good for China at the moment. We are building manufacturing capacity back here in the US, and we're also looking at other nations that are not China and boosting the manufacturing process there. And the Chinese have not made it easy. There's been huge problems. There's a 60 Minutes episode just last night about how China has laws set that when American executives come and they set up a factory or anything, that they can arbitrarily be charged with espionage and arrested, right? Like if you are, let's say you're the executive VP of like manufacturing and production for a large company, right? You control hundreds of millions or billions of dollars in manufacturing. And like, well, we're going to move this factory to China. So, honey, give a kiss on the cheek. And I got to go spend 4 months at this factory, making sure they get our designs and tooling right. And you go over there and they just arrest you and throw you in prison. You were living the good life, making $50,000 a month here in the US in your executive VP role. You had your country club membership, you had all that stuff. And now you're in prison. It's going to be your brosifs who you went to school with at Harvard and Yale and whatnot. They're going to be like, Jimothy is currently in a Chinese prison for espionage for trying to set up this factory that builds, I don't know, rooftop tents or whatever. Maybe it's just not worth it for me to go do that. So I'm going to go to Vietnam or Bangladesh or Kenya, and I'm going to set up a factory in one of those places. I think China's really, really, really shot itself in the foot and has chased away a lot of outside business. There's been lots of problems. I saw a video about a German company that, what do they make? They made something like tractor parts or something. And they had a contract with this factory in China. And for parts for their like, ball bearings or whatever. And nothing was coming. They had ordered all this stuff. They paid all this money for it and nothing came. And so they hopped on a plane, flew to China, went to the factory, and the factory was a ghost town. They'd taken like tens of millions of dollars from this German company to build these parts, and they never built them. And there was no one to hunt down to get the money back from. And the Chinese government was like, tough shit. That type of business environment is not inviting for repeat business. It's like making a really shitty car, and when that car breaks because the build quality is so terrible, expecting people to come back and buy another model of that car. No, they're leaving, right? You got to improve the customer experience if you're going to get repeat business. So now the German company is using European manufacturers that are more expensive because at least they'll get the parts, right? So it's better to get the parts for more money than to pay a little money and get garbage. It comes down to my t-shirt theory. I may have talked about my t-shirt theory in the past. When I was at UH Hilo, Walmart was pretty much the only game in town. You did have like a Sears and a Macy's in the mall and stuff, but like I needed white t-shirts for work, just plain white t-shirts. And I went to Sears and I got 3 plain white t-shirts for $20. Okay, cool. And my roommates were like, why'd you do that? They're like $9.99 for 3 of them at Walmart. I'm like, yes, but the Walmart ones are garbage. So I can get these 3 t-shirts and they'll last me 10, 20 years. The t-shirts at Walmart will last me 6 months before they dematerialize in the dryer, and I'll have to go spend another $20 to get 3 more t-shirts. So in that 20 years, I've bought 40 packs of t-shirts at $10 each, and I've spent $400. Or I could spend $20 once and have 3 t-shirts for 20 years. That's what people are coming to realize, is that if the manufacturing is garbage, but you're saving money, are you really saving money in the long run, right? Especially if they're stealing your money, arresting your executives, making crap that chases away your customer base because, like, well, the quality's really gone downhill. Like, Schwinn bicycles used to be the bicycle to get, right? Chinese company bought them. They make huffy garbage now. So, you know, it doesn't take much to destroy the thermocline trust. You don't want to destroy the thermocline trust because people won't come back. They just won't. They're gone. They're done. I think the era of using China as a manufacturing base might be over because people just don't want to deal with it anymore. And that's not good for China because their entire economy depends upon importing US dollars. And they can import as many US dollars as they possibly can. And now that they can't import these US dollars, well, population shrinking. That's it. It's all done. It's all done, man. Can you feed the cat? He doesn't eat snacks. I've tried. He like give him a piece of cheese and he just looks at it and sniffs it and looks at it and then never does anything with it. So, but the freakazoid here, come on, he won't stop staring at me. So might as well come up and say hi, little freakazoid. Yes. Yeah, look at your little face. Look at your scratchy little face. Yes, you old lady. Scratch those ears. Oh, so good, isn't it? She'll eat anything. She loves carrots, cucumber, oranges. Oh, oranges are her favorite thing in the entire world. You cannot get enough oranges. She loves them. Okay. Dear SG America, China's economy is fucked. Yep. Confidence and Homer. Don't put much faith in FINRA having a viable solution or the SEC. I agree. Anonymoth, Super Chat. Hey, Houston, how much farther along do you think humanity would have come if the Dark Ages never happened? A long ways. Oh, we got a war. We got a battle going on. Did you chase the cat? You gonna take your bed now? Is that what you're gonna do? Yeah, you take your bed? You gonna get up there? There you go. Cat's like into the closet, under the luggage I go. No, incredibly far. Like, imagine having the Renaissance 1,000 years earlier. How far along do you think we would have come if that was the case? Right? It's we would be like just ethereal minds floating around, humming. That'd be where we were. So no, we'd be super far. We'd be hundreds of years, thousands of years ahead if the Library of Alexandria hadn't burned, because we had to redo all those experiments that the Greeks and Romans had done, and because we lost all the information to them, we just don't have it anymore. So knowledge is huge. Like, imagine what would happen to humanity, right, if the internet blinked out of existence. It just there was no more internet, no more hard drives, no more computers. What would happen then? Communication would slow down incredibly. Our access to information would be reduced to flipping through card catalogs again. Progress would slow down so much, and we'd have to redo so much of how we operate. Like, we are so dependent upon having information at our fingertips. I don't think many of us could function without that. Yeah, we just go back to like chain smoking and eating crappy cheese meals for like the 1970s all over again. Meow meow. Interest rates are going to be raised. One cat's opinion. I think the Fed probably should raise another quarter point. Basically tell everyone in the financial markets to like quit making a bigger bubble. Because like it's all going up on the expectation they're going to cut rates. They're not going to cut rates until the economy is hurt. And the economy is not hurt enough yet because the bubble keeps growing. And the only way that we'll get interest rate or inflation to drop is if the economy actually feels the pain. And somehow it's not feeling the pain because we're printing money and giving it to the banks still. And when the Fed cuts rates will be when the pain is being felt. And that's bad. I don't know how else to phrase that. It's bad. When they cut rates, it means something bad is happening. And something bad has not happened yet, so it should not cut rates. But I think you're right, Meow Meow. I think one more quarter point at least to get everybody to shut up and stop bubbling. Not a moth. Is the Fed still pumping the market? NVIDIA? Well, NVIDIA, I think, is getting pumped by speculators, but I think a large part of that was SoftBank buying calls. And they're up to $7.95 today, although somebody did after hours buy a whole bunch for 200 and something. So, yeah. Glitch, $268, bought a bunch of NVIDIA, then we'll shower back up to $7.95. Very weird. Very weird indeed. I got 13 minutes, folks. 13 minutes. Okay. Kelly Jamie Diamond says, if rates go up, then we have a recession. There will be a real estate problem. Can you hear the real estate agents crying? I've been talking to my real estate friends, and one of them, he became a real estate agent just before COVID. Like in the days before COVID hit, he became a real estate agent. And, it took like a year before he did his first sale. So he was still like working other jobs. He had a job, a business for years. So he was staging for real estate companies. And coming out of 2010, 12, 13, 14, his staging business was doing gangbusters because it was taking a long time to sell these homes. So you want to make them as presentable as possible. So you spend the money on the stager. He comes in, fills it with furniture and artwork and stuff. People go, oh, wow, this home is so lovely. Buy. And it gives you a one-up on the other homes in the area that might be similar. From 2014 to about 2021, he basically had to sell off all his furniture and didn't have a staging business. All of a sudden, he has requests for stagings. He is doing stagings like crazy, so much so that he's quit his side jobs. He's a real estate agent and a stager first. That's all he does. And he's had to purchase more warehouse space and take out a giant small business loan to acquire more furniture to stage more homes because the homes went from being on the market for 3 days to being on the market for 80 days all of a sudden. And the cash buyers are disappearing. The homes are sitting there and they're sitting there and they're sitting there, especially the luxury homes. So like, I think I'd showed Conan O'Brien's in-laws home. Yeah. Whoa. Gotta get on Whidbey. Gotta get to Bainbridge. So here on the north end of Bainbridge is this place right here. It's a 6-acre estate. It's got a couple homes on it. This gigantic saltwater pool, boat dock, you name it. It's for sale for $14 million. It's been for sale for 8 months now. Not a lick. Not even a person hinting at wanting to buy this $14 million estate. I would love to live here, but I don't have $14 million. But yeah, they haven't done a price change. As far as I know, no one's even bothered to look at it. This house here was Conan's. This was his in-laws. So when they come up, they'd stay here like every weekend. But I think the in-laws either died or so old they're in a home now. So they are just staying in LA. But yeah, you got a pond. You got this cool pool. You got a home, garage, barn, garage, another home, boathouse. The whole works. 14 million bucks. No one's biting. There's another home down here in Hidden Cove. It's one of these big south-facing ones down here. No, it might be this north-facing one. One of these is for sale for like $10 million. No one's even looking at it. So the luxury home market has completely stalled here on Bainbridge. And you know, even this past summer, people were still like buying with cash, and it's winter, so there's not much buying going on, and they just aren't. So I think it's slowing down. It's going to take more time. People can't get mortgages, even borrowing against their real estate or their stock portfolio. The interest rates have gone up, and so I think that they're kind of like sitting and waiting, thinking things are going to drop and they can get that luxury home for much cheaper than the $14 million they're asking for right now. Yeah, so it's coming. Coffee Knows Homer. I talked to a mortgage guy. He says just as bad as 2007. I think it's going to hit and hit hard. I really do. Julie's Miami. If I get a dad joke in one of those packages, World War III. Good thing Jason Blackwell isn't sending them to you. Clint Eastwood, why is your clock 1 minute fast? It is 1 minute fast. It says 4:22 there and 4:21 on my computer. I don't know. It gets it from the radio tower. So, oh, now it says 4:22. So now they match all of a sudden. Weird. I don't know, man. I just don't know. Dmitry Maximoff, finally able to watch live. Love you, bro. Happy birthday. Love you too, man. Louis, Houston. I know you like Robinhood for options. What other online broker has good options interface for an idiot like me? Have money in several brokerages, reading about options now. Never bought one. I have not found another one that I like the options interface. It's my guilt. It's my guilty crime is that I use Robinhood for options, but it's just so much more simple. The layout's really good, and you just go boink and it's done. I feel like if I buy options through Schwab or Fidelity, which are my other accounts, it's like searching for them is a pain, scrolling through them is a pain, buying them is a pain. It's just I don't even bother. I know I probably should just take the time to deal with their crappy interfaces, but I don't, and it's my guiltiest thing in the entire world. And I feel terrible about it. But it's just so damn easy. I don't know. Maybe Webull or someone has one, but Webull also kind of sucks because they're Apex and they're just as bad. So I don't know. I haven't used IBKR. I don't have E-Trade or TradeStation or other ones. Look at them and see. Come on, kitty. Come on, Fatso. Come on. Come here. Come on. Come on. What are you? Look at everybody. Look at them. Look at me, big old whale. Look at you. You're just a chunker munker. Yes, you are. You're a big old fatty boobalatti. Oh, boy. Cattail karaoke. Stephanie L. Hopefully you haven't addressed this. So once BBY and or MMPOP hit, and there are some new millionaires, including me, I think it would be wise to buy corporate real estate, or we'll be flattened for a while. I think it'll take a while for it to bounce back. Probably years for it to bounce back. But when it does bounce back, it will bounce back well. Because I think at some point, people will want to get out of the house. I'm a person, I like social interaction. I like being amongst people. I like doing things. A lot of my work is work from home, and I crave human interaction. And there goes Kitty, rubbing his head on things. And I do think that there's going to be some going back to interpersonal stuff. There are benefits to it, and there are drawbacks. Like, you know, if you are a company that requires brainstorming and come up with ideas, and you need lots of like in-person meetings and that like energy, people work from home, not being able to bounce ideas off people, it's going to hurt in the long run. The work they do might be more efficient and cheaper, but will it be as creative? I don't know. I say if you're going to buy corporate real estate, when the shit's the fan, expect to sit on it for a while, or do what John Jacoby did. So down here, Linwood Center, south end of Bainbridge. Come on, give me some things. So this whole region here, let's see if we can do the time. Can we hit timeline? Do timeline. Where'd you go? Where'd you go, timeline? I just clicked on you. Why'd you go away? I want to show the timeline. What the fruit? Come on. I wonder the timeline thing, Google. Why are you screwing with me? God dang it. Anyway, this whole development here. This is the Pleasant Beach development, and they're building more. They're building like another 160 units here. In 2006, they started the development, and the guy who sued me started the development here, and the bank that gave them the line of credit went under because they're a shitty bank, and the whole thing stalled, and the investors lost $30 million or something, and John Jacoby from Windermere bought it out of auction for cheap from the bank. So if you won't know Windermere Real Estate, John Jacoby's the founder. He's a billionaire. He bought this thing. My opinion is he didn't really like the guy who had founded this, and so he wanted to finish the development just sort of as a big ol' FU to the guy who sued me. Oh, wait. Oh, here we go. Here's the timeline. Okay, now we're back to 1985. So things are just taking a long time. We can go to 2002. Got, there we go. So you can see nothing here, right? You got nothing. And then can we go to when it was stalled? 2000, what? 8, 9? Come on. Give me 2009. Oh, for crying out loud. Have to go one more year. 2010. There we go. So this is where it stalled. These buildings were wrapped in Tyvek for like 6 years. There's nothing in there. This restaurant, the only thing that had been redone was there's an old manor house that had been redone to a restaurant, and that failed miserably as well because it was run by an asshole. And this thing was stalled. So John Jacoby came in at the absolute basement of the real estate crisis, and he bought this whole thing up. He paid a very fancy construction company, and they built the whole thing and turned it into what it is today, which is this, right? And these storefronts down here, we can hop down. Kind of looks like a ski village or something. But these storefronts that are down here, come on, give us. There we go. All these shops. Some of the shops he founded, like this is the Island Cool frozen yogurt. Over here is like a little wine bar this way. Come on. Google Earth is really having some trouble today. It is frozen. It is. There it is. Okay. Down here, we got Hammy's Hamburgers. We got the Paws place where Chuba Batman came from, the Paws Adoption Center for cats. We got a couple furniture stores and stuff. And you got condos above. These places you could not rent out. There were no one to take a business. So what John Jacoby did was he started some businesses and then he sold them for cheap, or he did things like I think with the frozen yogurt place, he's like, hey, how about your lease is $1 a year for the next 5 years? And the people were like, okay, I'll start a business for $1 a year. And they filled up. And so the place was full and humming, which meant the people the condos above could sell because they're like, wow, I got all these amenities right here. And after a while, the businesses grew. And then he was like, okay, and it's been 5 years. We're renegotiating your lease. Let's make it a market value lease. And by that time, the people who had the restaurants and things were like, okay, I guess we had a really screaming deal for 5 years. But he filled up this entire place. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 storefronts on this side, 2 restaurants, an inn. There's like a 30-room inn up here. He filled it all up for cheap. And it was at a loss for a long time for those storefronts. But he was able to sell the 200 condos for a premium deal when no one else could. And so having those storefronts leasing for pennies was good for him in the end. that's the type of stuff you may have to look at if you're going to buy into commercial real estate or do developments when the economy's in the shitter. You have to go, okay, the draw is going to be having all these storefronts. The money is going to come from selling all these condos, right? So that's sort of what he did. And he made a bunch of money off of it, more so than the asshole who sued me, who lost everyone money on that project. But anyway, he didn't do it smart. He tried to build it all at once rather than doing section by section and selling piece here, piece there, and paying for it along the way. And then his credit ran out, and that was it. Tough shit. Gone. Done. But yeah, so John Jacoby was smart. Very smart. That's why he's a billionaire. But yeah. 4:30. Oh shit, I gotta go. If I didn't get to your chats, I apologize. I will get to them. I don't know if I get to them tomorrow. Cherry's Tuesdays tomorrow. We're gonna have Ron on. We'll probably have him on for like an hour, and then we can do normal show perhaps after that, unless Ron wants to hang around and answer everyone's questions. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Charity Tuesday, 2 p.m. Pacific. We're raising money for children with diabetes, and we're gonna have Ron Erickson on. And I forgot to remind you guys, send me self-addressed stamped envelopes, and I will send you Eclipse glasses from 2017. They still work. The technology has not changed. And I will just tell me how many you need, and I will send them to you. We got about a little more than a month till the eclipse. So yeah, self-addressed stamped envelope to the description, the PO box down below in the description, and I will send you Eclipse glasses because people start gouging you on the internet and stuff for them. I'll get them to you for free. So okay, peace out, Girl Scout. Which one? We'll do this one again. Who why not? All right, Kitty. All right.